These are the coziest games that you need on your Steam Deck.
In a world of dailies, microtransactions, and season passes, even for a single player game, nothing is better than a cozy comfort game. And I'm not just going over my comfort games, I want to show you what makes a good comfort game. I want to see what these games have in common with genre, length, price, I don't know.
And also my experience with all of these games.
And I really think I've narrowed it down.
With a comfort game, typically most people are gonna think of,
ooh, what's that over there? I'm having so much fun. Hopping about.
But other times it's gonna be, whenever I think of a cozy game, I think of something I could just shut my brain off, pick up and play at any moment. It's nice gray skies outside. I can hear the rain hit my window, enjoying a nice drink. For me, my favorites are gonna be open world games. So like your Assassin's Creed, Lego games, Spider-Man. My typical rule of thumb, if I could fly through the air, I'm golden. The consensus of the cozy game is the dichotomy of nice day at Target or KSI trying to keep it together after we all make fun of his music. And if you want to keep making fun of KSI's music and maybe actually recommend good music, join the Discord server down below. We also do game recommendations, game sales, we shoot the shit and share funny, edgy, probably questionable memes. Like I said, it's down free in the description box below. Anyways, back to the cozy games.
Spider-Man is perfect for this, albeit pretty hard to go back to after playing Spider-Man 2.
Bro, these web wings rip!
But the same mechanics still stand here. I'm not going too in-depth over this. Many people have praised Insomniac's Spider-Man swinging a lot better than I have. But just in a nutshell, fun, fast swinging with a simple yet powerful trick system incentivizes you to keep going, and I love it.
You can also do Miles Morales, which is arguably a lot cozier. But on the deck, this just never ran right.
Maybe he should have worn his Jordans and not Adidas, I don't know. I haven't played it in like a year, but you can't go wrong with either one.
But hey, now Spider-Man 2 is coming out on Steam. I doubt it's gonna be good on deck, but it's there. And while it is a lot of fun to play games like Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row, doing your best impression of Jack Doherty and just crashing your car.
Hey dog, isn't this sick?
Oh yeah.
Hey, let me see my phone. If I took my shirt off, would that look cool?
Spider-Man just allows a ton more freedom. Like, come on, let's be real. We've all wanted to swing off of a skyscraper at one point in our lives. And I love just standing on the edge of a skyscraper, like what I'm doing right now, just bouncing off, feeling the wind in my hair, looking down and saying, whoa!
Good, you're awake. You had a Liam Payne moment. Now let's play Skyrim.
Bethesda games were never my cup of tea.
I know a lot of you are gonna say like, oh, he lost aura or whatever the f, but just listen. I understand the allure, but these things take forever to just enjoy. But a game like Immortals Fenyx Rising is a great action RPG if you're into that thing.
I've already done a video on Immortals. If you haven't heard about it though, just think of Breath of the Wild with a Greek, Roman mythology flair and more of a focus on combat rather than puzzles. This is a hilarious game with moments I still think back fondly of from like 4 years ago. Now, Immortals Fenyx Rising is a very unpopular game to say the least, but it's amazing nonetheless. The combat, while difficult, makes you feel like a f***ing badass when timing a dodge or parry perfectly. Climbing is ass easy like Breath of the Wild, but it's still fun to just explore this world. And even though this can be seen as just another derivative Breath of the Wild clone, the writing really makes Immortals stand out.
I got Immortals Fenyx Rising the following Christmas after lockdown, so just takes me back to that warm, fuzzy holiday feeling. There's an immaculate vibe from the Golden Isle. The boss fights are pretty f***ing hard too. And even though it's this desolate apocalypse with no NPCs and not really much else to do, it provided this wonderful escape for me that I really needed at the time because, you know, personal boo-hoo. But Immortals Fenyx Rising was exactly what I needed when I played it.
But while these fantasy settings are fun and magical, I want to give some love to sci-fi as well. And my favorite sci-fi thing, probably ever next to Star Wars, is Halo. Halo is my favorite shooter of all time. But to be honest, I haven't beaten them all. Hell, I just recently beat Combat Evolved on my Steam Deck.
The library. And I will not be accepting any slander on ODST, all right? That's probably my favorite game in the series. No joke, definitely top 3. I even have the rookie tattooed on my body, dog. But booting up games like Halo 3, ODST, Reach, they just kind of teleport me back to middle school. Rushing home after school, grabbing that 360 mic that came with every single console, and just dumping an ungodly amount of time into Halo. And bro, I still vividly remember, I was in middle school, my brother was in high school, we had semester exams, so they were half days, we were rushing home, we boot up Halo 3, and at the time, my mom was like sick, and when she's sick, she is deathbed sick. And when we boot up the Halo 3 theme of the oh, she actually thought she died and was ascending to heaven. She was so freaked out. Oh, that's good. Another one of my favorite moments with my brother, he's on the couch, I'm on the floor right in front of the couch next to one of my best friends, and we are absolutely getting our rocked in Halo Reach. My brother's starting to get a little aggro and he's like, come on bro, take this seriously. And I just say, oh yeah bro, I'm definitely gonna take a video game seriously. And he kicked me in the back of the head. Keep in mind, I was 12, he was 15. That power scaling difference is exponential. And all I could think was like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Good times.
Matchmaking, campaign co-op, the wacky custom games, oh my god. Hell, even digging around in Forge, building a map and game mode will give you some fun for an afternoon. And while I am god-awful at Halo, I have the best time playing it.
It's one of those rare oddities where if you know exactly how the next few matches are gonna go, you still wanna play.
So I can't think of a good segue, but Sackboy Big Adventure is awesome. Holy shit, this has to be one of the best 3D platformers I've ever played. Every level just feels so creative. It reminds me of some of the best 3D platformers on 3DS. Sackboy is hard as f at times, but it is very fair. And I love the handmade like arts and crafts type of art style. This is the kind of world you conjure in your mind as a kid. And there's a ton of licensed music in this game, which like, that's a big turnoff for me. They always do it in like these super cheap generic ways, but Sackboy pulls it off.
The NPCs are dancing on the beat, it syncs perfectly to the level. This adds a ton of sauce to the mix. One thing that Sackboy does that most platformers do, and I just find kind of irritating, is that in order to progress, you do need to collect like a certain amount of orbs or MacGuffins, whatever. I just find this as a kind of cheap way to add replay value to a game. But that's probably my only complaint with the entire thing, and that's more of like a personal little nitpick. I will never delete Sackboy off of my Steam Deck. Hell, this is the main way I play the game in general.
I wish Minecraft is on Steam Deck. That is the comfort game of all time. But you know what we got instead?
Delusional? Of course I'm delusional!
So, to be honest, top-down dungeon crawlers are not my thing at all. I actually find them quite boring. But when the announcement of Minecraft Dungeons first appeared on a Nintendo Direct right at the end of lockdown, I couldn't help but be excited. This seemed like the best way to get into this genre of games that eluded me for so long, and it's easily one of my favorites. On Switch.
Hey, it's on Steam, all right? I've just started to build my Steam library. Cut me a little slack. I usually enjoy the double-bladed close-up weapons a lot more, but dude, this spear So I don't remember the names like all the spells and but here's what I'm rocking. This has been my meta for like an entire high school career. It's kind of sad saying that out loud.
Dungeons is such a strange little game. It's not remembered by the Minecraft community at all, I feel like, but you could tell Mojang really believed in it. They had a pretty decent marketing push of apparel modeled by big YouTubers like Markiplier.
And dude, I wanted this so bad. I'm not into like apparel like that, but this is cool. This is rad. But if you look at the Steam chart for Dungeons, it's actually not that bad, especially when you compare it to Legends. And for some reason, it had a peak concurrent count in May 2024? This is 4 years after the release. What the happened?
I always had fun with Minecraft Dungeons, but when I was writing this script, I was kind of thinking back to Prototype 2. This was actually a huge comfort game for me back in the day. Yeah, I get it sounds weird, but after a rough day of your typical angsty teenager, this was a huge catharsis for my day-to-day. I don't know, something about just going on a massive digital killing spree, flying through the air, being the ultimate badass in general, like, it just makes you feel good. It sucks on deck. There's like no controller support, Do not get it on the deck. But Prototype 2 made me realize what makes a good comfort game. Purpose and catharsis.
Of course, you have your Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, whatever anime farming sim you have 4,000 hours in. These are designed to be very inoffensive, relaxing games, but they still offer the same kind of purpose that a Souls game would give, and that's why they find it cozy as well. All of these games offer a purpose to its player. Maintaining this farmer town, saving the city or the world. But maybe you get that catharsis of freedom, being a badass, exploring a beautifully designed fantasy world, doing some cool shit, or maybe you just want to reminisce on the glory days.
The cozy game is a very liberal term. No, not dyed hair liberal, but what's cozy to one person may not be to the next.
The comfort game is a very interesting topic, and I believe it is even more powerful than a comfort song or a comfort movie because you're actually taking part in the experience. I've personally always found gaming on handheld devices like a Steam Deck or a Switch to just be a lot more cozy than like sitting on the couch or my computer desk. And plus, dude, my brain rot won't allow me to focus on anything for longer than 10 seconds. But seriously, let me know down below what are some of your favorite comfort games and give me a real, honest to God, genuine answer. But if you want to see the 7 best Steam Deck games under 50 gigabytes, click on your screen right now. You guys absolutely blew up that video from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I did not expect that in my wildest dreams. I love you so much, and God does too.